Welcome back to the PlayAbly podcast. A couple weeks ago, we walked through a live gamified rebate campaign we launched with Soul around the Super Bowl, built entirely to work within the strict realities of cannabis marketing.
Now the campaign has officially closed, the data is in, and today we're breaking down what actually happened. Not just headline numbers, but what this tells us about how gamified promotions perform in restricted industries.
Let's start with the biggest takeaway.
This campaign didn't just do okay, it converted 3.2 times higher than Soul's baseline subscription rate. Campaign attributed customers converted to subscriptions at 50.6% compared to Soul's normal 15 to 16% baseline. That's not a small lift, that's a completely different quality of customer.
And that's important because one of the biggest fears with promotions, and especially in cannabis, is that you attract bargain hunters who churn immediately. That didn't happen here.
Instead, the campaign generated 121 brand new subscriptions from just 239 attributed customers. So, roughly half of everyone who came through this experience committed to a subscription on their first order. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The campaign didn't just convert better, it attracted higher value customers. Average order value during the promotion was $97.51 compared to Soul's baseline AOV of $80.91. That's a 20.5% lift in AOV without relying on upfront discounts.
So customers weren't spending less because of a promo. They were spending more because the experience reframed the purchase.
Another key insight, overall daily subscription volume only increased modestly, about 6% during the campaign window, and that's actually a good thing. Why? Because it proves this wasn't cannibalizing existing demand or just pulling forward customers who were already going to subscribe anyway. The baseline subscription rate stayed flat before and during the campaign. The lift came from capturing a distinct high intent audience, not distorting normal behavior.
When we break down attribution, we see something else that matters for restricted industries.
Customers who explicitly engaged with the overtime mechanic using the campaign code converted at 55.8%. Even email recipients who didn't use the code still converted at 37.3%, more than double the baseline.
So the gamified moment didn't just drive clicks, it elevated intent across owned channels, which is exactly where cannabis brands are forced to win.
From a revenue perspective, the campaign generated over $23,000 in directly attributed revenue, and more importantly, 121 new subscription customers. Based on Soul's historical retention patterns, that represents $70,000 plus in projected lifetime value from a single compliant promotion.
So what's the real lesson here?
Gamified rebates don't work because they're flashy. They work because they preserve full price purchases, create urgency without desperation, attract high intent buyers instead of deal hunters, and stay compliant in industries where traditional ads keep getting shut down. This campaign didn't replace Soul's marketing stack. It augmented it with a moment customers actually wanted to participate in.
And that's the shift we keep coming back to on this podcast.
When advertising gets harder, the brands that win aren't the ones pushing louder discounts. They're the ones building experiences that customers choose to engage with.
If you want to learn more about how the campaign was structured, check out episode 51, which was the last episode, and we go through all the details. And if you're a brand operating in a restricted category, cannabis, supplements, alcohol, finance, this framework isn't hypothetical anymore. It's proven.
We'll catch you next time on the PlayAbly podcast.